Artistry neighbors, it's Laurie Minear coming to you to share a new update for artistry and the real estate market. So I'm going to share my screen so you can see it, and we'll go ahead and get started real quick. So this is for March, and I did the last 60 days, and it's very current. It is as of today. And so you can see our active listings. We currently have 3 on Bernini and 2 on Artisan Way. And you can see the down arrows. That indicates there were 2 price reductions, one on 8956 Bernini and one on 8909 Artisan Way. And I'll get into a little bit of that and what's going on in our market. But you can see that most of them are 3 bedrooms, except the last one, the largest one, which is 3,663 square feet, has more baths in that one. So it's the highest price at 1.695. Pending properties. There's 2 in the neighborhood, one at 9004 Bernini. And that one is actually taking backup offers. And usually what that means is there's some kind of contingency on the property. So they are willing to take another contract just in case the first one falls through. And that one's listed at 1.1 million, and we won't know what it's closing for until it actually closes. And then there's another one pending at 9032 Artisan Way at 1.699. So there was 1 sold property in our neighborhood, or closed property. And this must have been one that Coulter closed, because seeing that there's no days on market, and usually that means that they just put it into the MLS system for informational purposes. So it was listed at 185,875, and it's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths at 2,700 square feet, but it actually closed for $951,875. So it closed a little bit lower, and that's, what we're seeing happen in the market right now, actually. So here's the sold statistics from September until February. You can see the one closing in February, and that just gives you an idea of what our particular neighborhood has been selling and what the average prices are. So what's the state of the market for our zip code 34240? This gives you an idea of what's going on. So we have 109 active listings in this zip code currently, and the range is anywhere from $405,000 up to 5.45 million in price, which is interesting because we have neighborhoods, as you know, we have farms, we have all kinds of diverse types of homes in this particular zip code. So it gives you an idea. That one that's 5.4, you can see that the heated square footage is 7,950 square feet. So that's a large home, and it's been on the market for a while. So sometimes that means that that's a new construction, because they tend to stay on. We have 56 pendings right now. And so that's fairly good, but before we were seeing a couple years ago, we were seeing that we were having more pendings actually than active on the market. So now that shifted back to where we have half as many pendings as we have active on the market. So that means that we do have a little bit more inventory, and the buyers have a little bit more of an upper hand. So 77 sold. And again, I did 60 days worth of information for this report. And you can see that the list price is anywhere from $369,900 up to 3.1 million that closed. So, and then we have the all price points in the bottom, or all statuses, sorry. So just to give you a recap of what's going on in the market, inventory continues to rise. So we're getting more and more into a buyer's market as we shift. We're still at a number of months that is more of a balanced market, but that's shifting as we're watching this. So prices continue to rise because of that. And it's just a tiny bit, but you'll see that. But we're at the same time, we're seeing price reductions. So that still means that sellers are overpricing their homes and not pricing them at market value. And then they're having to reduce the price, which is never a good thing, because the longer a property stays on the market, people tend to think that there's something wrong with it, even if there isn't, or if they see a price reduction, same thing. Interest rates are steady and holding steady from anywhere from 6.6 to 7.1. But just know, like, if you are in the market to buy, we can get you a buy down. So you can get an interest rate depending on how the seller will negotiate with us to get you a lower interest rate for at least a year. And then you could potentially refi and get the lower rate then. And because of that, the interest rates are predicted to come down by third quarter. So fingers crossed that all happens. We're also seeing longer days on market, and about in this zip code, about 60 days on market. So it's still not the 90 to 180 days that we were seeing pre-pandemic. But 60 days feels really long because that's so much longer than we've seen in the past couple of years. So don't fret if your house has been on the market for a little while. You probably need to list with me, but just kidding, but not. But you also just know that you're going to be in that average days. Buyers are hesitant to buy right now. I'm finding as I take out buyers, we find them the perfect house at the perfect price, and they're like looking for something even better or more perfect. So that's kind of an interesting dynamic. It's a weird type of market, which I've seen all kinds of markets. However, just so you know, those buyers should be buying now. So if you know somebody that's getting ready to get into the market, you should tell them, like, buy now, because the market is very, very quiet. That means you have more inventory to choose from, and sellers are willing to negotiate right now. If they wait a little bit longer when the interest rates come down, they're not going to have a quiet market. They're going to be competing again, and we'll be back in the same situation, or not quite, but sort of the same situation we were during the pandemic. So I hope that was helpful. If you know of anyone that is thinking about selling their home, I would really appreciate you to have an opportunity to let them know that I am a local realtor. I'm happy to give them a price evaluation and compete against any other realtor. I can tell you that I have the marketing background, I have the negotiation background, I have contract background, and I can bring a lot to the table to help them get their home sold. If you know anybody that's buying in this market, happy to help them as well. So thanks a lot, and I hope that was helpful to all of you. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions.